I think oral history interviews are just amazing. And the reason they're so amazing is because they truly capture students' imagination. They're really from a time gone by. And it's those histories, those local histories that students and people in their community learn along the way that are not found in books, but they're basically first-person narratives. They're unforgettable for all time. And that's what's so important about these oral histories. I also think that oral histories really show a deeper meaning. They have a very rich value, and there's a lot of understanding when you can conduct an oral history interview. Most of all, though, those oral history interviews truly make history come alive.
Okay, we have Lori Kuna. Today's date is May 6th. Mark Weber doing the photography.
Well, I got started in my interest in doing some kind of veteran interviews came from my interest in history, and also from growing up with my father telling stories about his experience in World War II. And he, of course, as a young man, always told the funny stories and things, and didn't get into the more serious stuff until he got older. But I was doing a literature unit in my English 12 classes, and I included Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried. And I also decided that I thought, it would be a good idea to have the kids do interviews of veterans in their families, and then we put them in groups, and they did group presentations based on those the wars that their particular veterans served in. And we found it very gratifying. I got lots and lots and lots of papers, really well-written papers, good interviews. Eventually we went to video, but that was a few years down the line. But the one that I thought was probably the most the best justification for doing this was a boy who had interviewed his grandfather, who was a World War II veteran, and had never heard his grandfather speak of his experiences, and I don't even think knew that he had been in the war. And after about a month after it, I was reading the paper, and the conclusion that the student had, because the conclusion was supposed to include, what did you learn about this experience, and what did you learn about that particular era. And he said, I was so glad that I did this particular interview, because he said a month after I interviewed my grandfather, he died. And so he then had a record of those experiences, and I thought that was justification.
Good.
Did I talk too fast?
No.
Okay, good.